This week we're going to be developing a couple more variations of the knee. The first is the descending knee and the second is the diagonal descending knee. Building up our ability to use the simple weapon, but in a more creative way, clearly is our objective. As we've stated many times before, the words are easy, but the challenge is a lifetime of work. Watch very carefully as Husto works the technical development of the low line oblique kick. Can you see what he is using in order to enter and arrive at the low line oblique kick? Well, you should have spotted the pence attack and the quarter mango on the high line before he redirects and enters the low line attack. It's very important that we learn how to develop everything alone in a shadow format, and the reason being, if we can see it in our mind we can transmit it, but if we blank, then we don't have it logged in our computer system. The Garamono is one of those weapons that helps us move a strong opponent without the need for amazing ground fighting skills. Obviously in the early days of training this is extremely beneficial, and given time the skill levels will develop and grow anyway. Husto is showing the descending knee in its raw form, because you all know the process by now. We start simple and then build on the foundation that we've established. The knee is a good old solid weapon, but it has many hidden qualities and a wide variety of very interesting and unusual applications. You look how a simple pence attack and redirecting opens up a wicked line of attack with a diagonal knee. It's a simple attack, but as you can see, capable of serious damage if needed, so in training be careful. No medals for injuring each other, just a long time sat on the sidelines watching, and that's not cool. Husto takes ball to the ground with a basic low line oblique kick. This is the most basic of the low line kicks, but quickly opens up some very interesting work. As you can see in this first development, Husto is kicking with a leg that is behind Paul. Now Husto switches and uses the leg that is in front of Paul, causing him to fall face down. Basic target areas are the groin, the knee or the ankle. Clearly the situation will dictate what we use. In these next 5 clips, Husto is working with James. James is attacking with the basic weapons, punch, elbow, knee and kick. And Husto is destroying James's attempt to enter and trap. What's the timing beat Husto is using? Obviously the timing beat is during, but just double checking to make sure you have it very clear. Now Husto simply connects the work that we've just covered, and again we can see how quickly everything fits together, and especially if we absorb the work correctly, otherwise it's just another piece of choreography. Isolated work helps us to concentrate on learning something new, but never forget, these are just learning exercises. The instinct is the true blood, not the techniques. Now Huster is applying the same work as in the last clip, only this time he switches the oblique takedown to the front as he attacks James. Like we have just seen, if we attack the leg from the front reference, it causes the opponent to fall face down. Clearly bad for him, but quite nice, thank you very much for us. In this development, Huster has been attacked by Paul, who is actually another of the KFM ambassadors and a long-time training partner of mine, so he's a tough little cookie. If you look carefully, you can see that Huster exploits both the descending knee and the diagonal knee in this particular development. Now it's one opponent time again. This development has quite a lot of work inside it, so don't rush it, make sure you catch all the pieces correctly. Can you remember what we said about the one opponent section? Well, it's the part of the class where we make sure that we understand all of the work properly before it gets thrown into the predator. We should be able to train hard, yet still controlled in the one opponent section. This means we are in control of what we're doing, and it also means that the exercise is working for us. Running before we can walk means we will fall, and we are the only ones who suffer, and we don't want to be doing that. See if you can name all of the things that you see in this development. I could tell you, but I think it's more beneficial if you start catching all of the original KFM language now. The hybrid language that KFM has created is not just because. It has evolved as a consequence of its own evolution. It also helps us to explain and separate movements that are unique to the way in which KFM expresses all of its work. Now we see Huster and Paul developing the diagonal descending knee. Like we said before, be careful with this development because the knee is extremely vulnerable when attacked in this line. We have used Paul for this particular development of this class, and the reason being that Paul has trained with Huster and myself for many years now, so we all know each other's limits. But if you are not familiar with the person you are working with whilst developing the diagonal knee, then great care needs to be taken. Time for the last part of the class again. Let's watch the guys as they connect all of the work from this week's class and see how many of the developments you can pick up. By the time everybody has had a turn in the middle, the old brain has had several short circuits, but hey, that's cool. Just keep on firing is the motto, and we will get through it in the end. This daily kind of physical jazz playing gives us an incredible ability to be spontaneous, just like a talented musician that gets on stage with his buddies and has a good old jam. Nobody really knows what's going to happen, but on the count of 4 they just play, and the music is the answer. Here's the last take, so watch and enjoy, and be sure to train hard but safe. Till next week, ciao.